Hey there, guys. How's everybody doing? It's been a while since I've been on. Hello, replay viewers. Hope everybody is having a great afternoon. I just had a little window of time and I thought I'd hop on. I know Trisha's on right now. I'm sorry, Trisha. I just, you take the window when you can get it. The kids are occupied. I probably have about 30 and a half seconds until they're, hey, hello. Hi, Cara D. Hi, Cassie. Um, so, anyway, let me flip the camera around and introduce myself. Hello, my name is Lena Sutherland. I'm a homeschool mom of seven. Four of them are school age. Actually, technically, the fifth one is technically kindergarten age this year. We're not really going to be doing any formal kindergarten with him, but technically, I guess now five of them are school aged, and the others are younger. The other two are younger, and that's one of the things I want to talk with you about today. I blog over at Homeschooling Without Training Wheels, hswotrainingwheels.com. And you can also find me at other fun places like Instagram and Facebook and things like that at HSWO Training Wheels. So, okay, before I do anything else, I just wanted to mention that I have a new page set up on the blog called The Bike Shed. And it's in the very beginning stages. It's kind of under construction right now. But the idea behind The Bike Shed is it's the place that I'm keeping all of the like printables and freebies and things like that I've got available. I have a bunch of posts coming up, some that I've already done and some that are coming up, where I had something that would go along with it and I needed a way to store and deliver that. So you can access that at any time, though. All you have to do is go over to the blog, and there's a page, at the top in the menu bar at the top. One of the pages is called The Bike Shed. And so click on The Bike Shed and it'll give you information about how to get to that. And then once you have access to it, you can keep on accessing it forever and ever and ever. And whenever new stuff is added, then you'll be able to access that too. It's free. You just have to subscribe to be able to access it. So again, that's over at hswotrainingwheels.com and click on The Bike Shed at the top. Okay, infomercial over. So I have not been on Periscope in a long time, and I miss my friends. And I, first of all, just wanted to know, how are you guys doing? What's new? Has anybody started school yet? Are you still planning? Cassie, I know you're maybe like in the moving, selling house kind of phase, maybe. So anyway, what's new with you guys? Just go ahead and pop it up there. I know I've missed being on. Okay, so funny thing. Yay! Did you get to sign a contract? Because you were saying last time I saw it was like hoping we get to walk away with a contract. So hey Jody, I've missed you. I'm looking forward to seeing you guys again in September. Did a counteroffer. Okay, well keep us posted because I'm interested to hear how that goes. So I did a scope maybe a week or two ago, and it was the weirdest thing. It was like Periscope just did not like me. I was on and I was scoping. I mean, it was working, but it didn't put it in anybody's feed. It didn't announce to any of my followers that I was on. And so I basically, for like 10 minutes, was talking to myself and a few random trolls that hopped on. It was the most depressing scope ever. And ironically, or coincidentally, or providentially, or however you want to say it, I was really kind of struggling that day, like kind of really blue about the planning decisions and the things that I was working on. And I was thinking like, I'm feeling really low. I want to hop on Periscope and connect with some of my homeschool buddies and get some encouragement. And it so didn't happen that way. I mean, I got on there and it was like dead silence, crickets chirping from the other side of the internet, except trolls who were making, thankfully, not terribly rude comments, but like totally random comments. Anyway, so I don't know. I just had this like sad feeling about Periscope, and I didn't want to get on for a while. So totally in my head, I know. But anyway, here I am today, and I'm so relieved that people are actually seeing that I'm on and are jumping on, because it's so much more fun to do Periscope with people than to do Periscope all by yourself. So here I am, and what I wanted to talk to you today is about. Oh, thank you. I want to talk to you about the kind of roadblocks in my mind. So I have this rough schedule fleshed out for school. We're starting back on Tuesday, and the things that are in my mind, kind of still up in the air, undecided, that I'm working through, are a lot of them not related really to curriculum decisions or that kind of thing, but related to more just the people, the kids that I have in my homeschool, and the different challenges that are related to those children and their personalities. And actually, the scope that I did that Periscope didn't tell anybody about was called "Homeschooling is Great, Except for the Kids," or "Homeschooling is Wonderful If It Weren't for the Children," or something like that. Because my point was not to be down on children, but that, you see all these scopes that people are doing, like, hooray, I got my bookshelves organized, and woohoo, we're getting new manipulatives in the mail, and, isn't this awesome? I love this curriculum, and we have these posters up, and I have these special plans for making, cinnamon rolls the first day of school. And I'm not, dissing any of that. I think it's fantastic. And I said to my husband, like, I don't have trouble being excited about all that. That's all exciting to me. What's overwhelming is, like, the actual real live people that I have in my homeschool who have their own personal quirks and their own personal struggles. And that's the part that's, kind of overwhelming about how to manage. So the number one biggest challenge that I have right now is my ninja toddler. I don't know if you guys have seen any of the posts, especially on Instagram. Yeah. Yeah. And Jody, I mentioned on that scope that, we say the same thing about church. Like, you had this lovely idea about what church should be like. And then, you find out that, well, church is full of struggling, weak, needy people, just like you. And so it's not going to be this ideal, perfect thing that imagine the New Testament Christians had or something. Anyway, homeschool's the same way. You make all these plans, and then you have to implement it with these real live people who don't get enough sleep one night or eat too much sugar for breakfast or whatever it might be. So anyway, the toddler thing. If you've seen any of my posts on Instagram recently, I have this crazy toddler who is fantastic, and we love him, but he is just a wild man. And, he's the seventh child, so it's not like I haven't done toddler before, and it's not even that I haven't done homeschooling with a toddler before. Pretty much every year I've ever homeschooled has been done with other little people around, right? So this is not new to me, but this guy, he's just a challenge. He's a real challenge, more so than any of the other children I've ever had before. And so one of the challenges that I'm working through is when to do various parts of the school day. Hey, Jenny, I'm so glad you're here. So, for example, one option would be to do more toddlers are tricky. Yes, it has been a long time. I've missed you guys. So I could do the kind of, we basically have two sets of school, right? There's the schoolwork that the kids are going to do independently. Was that toddler here? Okay, so how many children do you have all total? If you're seventh, he's 7 now. Okay, so Meryl Mom, you've got 12. Oh my, okay. My hat is off to you. Good job. You're going to be my inspiration this year then. Okay, so we do kind of independent work, the kind of work where the kids are off doing their own thing, and sometimes I need to help them a little bit, but mostly they're, working on their own things independently. 22 down to 5 months. Awesome. That is awesome. Good for you. And then there's the kind of stuff that we do together. So where we're all gathered together and we're all, like a read aloud or an activity that we're doing whole group. 3, 2, and 8 months. Very good. So, anyway, so, I'm thinking, do I do like the group meeting kind of stuff in the morning with the crazy toddler, which seems overwhelming, and, how am I going to keep him semi-contained so that, he's not destroying stuff while we're doing our group meeting, and will I really have the brain power to focus on whatever we're, reading or discussing while he's, wreaking havoc, or just being noisy. Or, I could wait and do a distracted 11-year-old. Yeah, and that was another one of my challenges. I'll talk about that in a minute. But, do I wait and do the group meeting in the afternoon, which I thought, okay, so then, he can be napping. He has a very small nap window, like maybe an hour and a half, 2 hours, which, I don't know, maybe that's not small, but it feels small to me. In my day, I would love a 3-hour napper. But anyway, so if I could do, wait and do the morning meeting in the afternoon, then, the toddler wouldn't be around. But honestly, by the time afternoon rolls around, I'm kind of low on steam. I kind of am lacking that that energy to kind of keep everybody corralled and keep everybody involved and help everybody to, pay attention and have a many person, running down by the afternoon, right? And my husband said, honestly, dear, I really think you need, to plan in a break in the afternoon. Stop napping at age 2. Okay. I hope that's not us. He's almost 19 months. So, right. So I really would like the kids to do their independent work in the afternoon. And I know I can't, just entirely take a vacation in the afternoon, but it's a little less mom intensive. And your kids are tired too, right? Yeah, so, I'm juggling that. I'm juggling which way to go with it. And it's going to have to be a little different on different days. Like on Tuesday mornings, we have a Bible study at church, and our pastor's wife actually runs a homeschool room. So all the kids can take their work and do it during the Bible study on Tuesday mornings. So that's great. They'll get their independent work done on Tuesday mornings, but then Tuesday afternoon, we'll still have to do whatever we need to do together. Okay, so that's challenge number 1. How do I schedule group time around crazy toddlerness? Then another challenge, which somebody mentioned a minute ago, I think Jenny, was that I have some people who are easily distractible. And I feel like, this is probably just one of those things that there isn't a perfect answer. We'll just always be kind of, playing around with it. But so the ones who are easily distracted, if I send them off in another room, then there's nobody there to kind of help them stay on track. If I keep them with me, I know. And I keep telling myself that, right? Like the toddler season is short, and even, while he's still a toddler, his abilities change, his attention span changes, right? So I'm working on that mentally. I'm working on the schedule, but I'm also working on myself mentally. Yeah, and you're right. I mean, I still have to wake up tomorrow morning and, have a plan or do something and, make it through whatever circumstances we have at the moment. Okay, so the distractible ones, keep them near me and I can help them stay on track, but then all the other children are around. Or, let them go off in another room where it's quiet, but then, I have to either run around, hey, Trisha, I'm sorry I hopped on while you were on. I just, I got to grab the window while I have it because it doesn't come back again. So, anyway, so that's the distractibility issue. And then kind of correlated with that is, I have some children who, would get up in the morning and do their independent work and have it done before breakfast, which is great. I love that. And I want to reward them for, good time management and being industrious and all that. But then we have the balance of like, okay, now my more, plodding along workers are still working and they're all discouraged because, their sisters have free time and whatever their sisters are doing is even more distracting to them. It's kind of like this snowball rolling downhill. Like they're becoming more upset that other people are having free time when they're not. And they're becoming more distracted by what the other people are doing. And then they keep saying, oh no, I'm getting off track again and I'm never going to get it done. And it's this big snowball. And, so, I'm thinking, okay, so maybe I could have other things for my faster workers to do. 11-year-old goes to a tutorial 2 times a week, do group time when he gets out at 12:30. Yeah, I know. And there's all these things that pop in. Hey, Melanie, I'm so glad you're here. There are all these things that pop into your schedule, so that you have to stay flexible. But yeah, it's fine. Melissa, you can catch the replay or whatever. But so I don't want my children who work quickly to feel like their reward for working quickly is that mommy heaps more work on them, just to kind of keep them busy and keep them occupied. But I do want them to, have something productive, something kind of, intentional to do with their time, even if it's like free time and even if they control it. I still would like them to have some kind of goal in mind. So what I'm thinking about doing is this. I'm thinking about making up, it's in next week's podcast. Okay, well, great. Then maybe I'll get all my answers next week. Maybe we can put off school for one more week until I get all the answers from Melanie. So what I'm thinking about doing is making up a sheet that all the 4 oldest kids and myself will fill out once a month. And Melanie, this kind of reminded me when you were talking yesterday about your big year and how you could, have something you really want to work on. I don't think I have the attention span to work on anything for a year, but maybe a month. So it got me thinking, I'd like to make goal sheets for my kids. And these don't have to be like necessarily academically related goal sheets, but just, what is it that you want to work on? and how can mommy support you in that? So, for example, you know, and it, like I said, it doesn't have to be academic. So, you know, perhaps my daughter is going to say, like, I want to learn how to do a chain stitch. She crochets and knits, you know, and how can mommy help? Well, mommy needs to find some YouTube videos that would be appropriate for that. Mommy needs to make sure that she has the, you know, yarn, whatever she needs in order to do that. And so, you know, so then they have some intentional goals that they're working on, and they chose them. So it's still like free time. It's still like, you know, I'm done and I can do, yeah. And I want to have a goal sheet too, because I want to say, you know, this is what I want to spend my free time on, and here are the ways that I'm going to, um, you know, try to move towards, make progress in these goals that I have. So anyway, that's a little bit of what I'm thinking. But one more thing, and that is, Melissa, I'm glad you're on here, because the third thing, so we've got the toddler thing, we've got the distractible kids, and then the ones who have way more free time. And then the third thing is, I've been thinking about chores and how to fit in chores. And Melissa and I have talked about this before. And she and I both do like one big day of the kind of the housework tasks, but I still need a way to sort of organize the productive free time. Exactly. That's really what I'd like. I mean, I don't want them to just sort of be at loose ends, but I also want them to have some say, some, you know, authority over that time and what they want to do with it. So, okay, so then the third thing is the chores. And I don't have a lot of answers right now because I'm still working through that. I'm still developing that. But I have a post right now on my Facebook page, which is facebook.com/HSWO Training Wheels. And if you go there, it's a picture of my ninja toddler, quote unquote, helping my mom to empty the dishwasher. And what I would love is for people to share, either if you've written a blog post, or if there's, you know, somebody else's post that you like, or a, you know, the link to a Pinterest pin or a Pinterest board or anything like that. Because what I'd love to do is compile a post that's just not so much like, here is the way to do chores, but here are a bunch of different ways that people do chores, or how chores have morphed in your home over time as, you know, your kids have gotten older, and just kind of collect a whole variety of ideas. I was on Instagram yesterday, and I saw a couple of people posting different things, and it just kind of inspired me to think, you know, people do things all different ways. And sometimes I feel like when I share about, oh, okay, a scope about your chores, that would be great. Sometimes I feel like, you know, when I have a new chore system, it's like when you're on a new diet, you know, and you don't want to hop on too soon and be like, I've got it, I've got the answer, and I've already lost 3 pounds, and this is it. You know, because you have these chore systems. I don't know, at least I do, have a chore system. And then like 2 weeks later, it's like, oh yeah, it's sitting there collecting dust and we haven't used it in 3 days. And that was totally unrealistic because it required way too much mommy time. But anyway, so those are my 3 mental obstacles to planning this year. And that's what I've been thinking about, trying to get, you know, ready for the school year. And, you know, one of the things I've been thinking about is it's good to have this kind of motivation to just, you know, like, okay, we have this sort of special day, the first day of school, and we're getting geared up for it. And yeah, Cassie, definitely scope on your chore system. I'd be interested to hear. You know, we're getting geared up and we're going to start school, and it's special, and it gives mommy a little bit of motivation to, you know, have things in order and think through some of these things. But I'm also telling myself, like, it's okay if you start the first week of school and it just doesn't go well. And you know, like Melissa was saying, like, just flip it upside down and just do it differently the second week. So that balance between like, okay, this is a good impetus to get things in place, but also it doesn't have to be perfect on the first day, and we can try it out and we can then just totally change it all around. Yes. So, Meryl, Mom, what is your first name? I would love to know that. I've seen you on Scopes before, but I'm not sure I know what your first name is. So, yes, that is the number one reason why chore systems fail. Because I feel like if it's too detailed, then it doesn't offer flexibility. But if it's too flexible, hi, Amy, so nice to meet you. If it's too flexible, that usually means that it involves a lot of input from mom on a daily basis, which then sometimes means that it doesn't happen, or the kids are ready for chores and you don't know what you want them to do yet. Um, so anyway, that's the very short version, but hoping to collect some resources and do a post about that soon. So check the Facebook page. Definitely drop in a link if you have an idea or you have something you want to share. And if you scope about it, you can even post a link to your scope there. That would be great too. So, okay. Thank you guys for hopping on. Um, yeah, very difficult with a house full. That's right. So share your chore box. Okay, I would love, yeah. And you don't have to share something that you're using right now. You could say, like, this is what I used when they were little, or this is what I would love to use, but my kids are too little right now, and we're hoping to use it when we have more people who are able to clean bathrooms and vacuum, or something like that. It could totally be just like your fantasy chore system or whatever. I would just love to see a variety, a whole bunch of different ways that different people do stuff. Zone cleaning. Okay, yes. See, I don't know anything about that. I mean, I theoretically know about it, but I've never done that, so I would love to hear more about that too. Something we did when the kids were little. Yep. Yeah. Just hold on until nap time. Clean up soldiers. I love that. Very good. Okay, let's see. Mom knows who was responsible. Yep. Yeah, yeah. Sometimes the theorizing and the planning and the decorating of the chore system is easier than the actual following through on it. So, okay. Well, I hope you guys have a wonderful, wonderful afternoon. Do jump on, Melissa. I would love to see it. And I will catch you all at Homeschool Happy Hour. If I can stop the scope.